All right, everyone. Welcome to the first stream of the day. It is almost 6 a.m. Let us spin the wheel and see what we're playing first. Assault Loam. All right, so this is Assault Loam. This is a rug color deck, and it gets its name from the card Seismic Assault. Triple red enchantment, activated ability, discard a land, shock something. So of course you have Renin 6 to keep rebuying lands, which means you have a shock every turn. But you also have Life from the Loam, which you can cast every turn because it has Dredge to return 3 lands from your graveyard to your hand. So you can get triple shocks with both of these. You also have Slowgurk, a 3-mana Simic 3/3 creature that says has trample whenever a land is put into your graveyard from anywhere. Put a +1 counter on Slowgurk. Remove 3 +1 counters from it to bounce itself. And when it leaves, return up to 3 lands from your graveyard to your hand. So when it leaves, it's a Life from the Loam. And then the rest of the deck is, as you'd expect, Bolt, Ragavan, Utopia Sprawl, Expressive Iteration, One Ring, Fury. I should make one change that out, Fable in. Sideboard, Flusterstorm, Blood Moons, Endurance, Veil of Summer, Boseiju, EE. Pretty standard lands, rug colors. You can loop the channel lands, Otawara, Boseiju, Sokenzan with Renin 6, and Ragavan and Slowgurk make them cheaper. And you can get them back with Slowgurk as well. You can also Otawara your own Slowgurk and then return Otawara and multiple other lands. And of course the One Ring, because we're in the ring meta, so Manamo untaps the ring. Now, there have been past versions of deck playing Seismic Assault that played Swans of Bryn Argyle. Swans of Bryn Argyle is a 4-mana hybrid blue-white 4/3 flyer, and it says if a source would deal damage to swans, prevent that damage, the source's controller draws cards equal to the damage prevented this way. So what you could do with swans is, if you had Seismic Assault in play, you could shock your own swans, and then you would draw 2 cards. And the idea is, you could keep drawing and pitching lands to shock swans, and eventually you would draw basically your whole deck, at which point you should have enough lands in your hand, even though you've been, like, you're going to draw sometimes land spell, sometimes double land, but the idea was that you would probably wind up with more lands overall than how many you had to pitch in order to shock the swans. And then you could just chuck lands at your opponent. So this version of the deck doesn't have a swans, but what do you guys think? Should we add a swans for the memes? Should we put swans in here? I mean, when else are we going to have the chance to play swans? We do have the blue to pay for it. I wouldn't do swans. Yeah, I mean, I agree that swans isn't good, but it's funny. It's also a giant liability because your opponent can also throw burn spells at it to draw cards themselves, and with Unholy Heat running around, this gets your opponent a lot of cards. That's another reason not to play it. All right, the chat has spoken. No swans. So let's jump into a league with Assault Loam. All right, we're in round 1. We are on the play. We are playing Assault Loam. Our hand only has one hand. It does have a Ragavan, but that's not good enough, so we will mull this hand. All right, this hand is actually quite good. We have 2 fetch lands, 2 Utopia Sprawls, Renin 6, and Expressive Iteration. Multiple Expressive Iterations, in fact. So keep, and let's bin one of the Utopia Sprawls. Done. All right, let's go grab a basic forest, sprawl it, and name red. Pass the turn. Opponent plays tapped Malakir Rebirth, so we're overwhelmingly likely playing against Scam. All right, play Renin 6, pick up this land, play the land out, pass the turn. Field of Ruin. I guess not. Thoughtseize. Very well, opponent. You take one of our expressives. All right, end of turn, let's fetch. Let's grab. At this point, probably Steam Vents. All right, well, now we're going to cast Expressive Iteration. We found Seismic Assault, Ragavan, Sprawl. So let's put Seismic Assault into our hand, put Utopia Sprawl on the bottom, and exile Ragavan. And then we'll play Shinka, cast Ragavan with Dash, pick a land up with Renin 6, and then let's attack our opponent. Swing. All right, Ragavan connects, we get a treasure, we exile a swamp. All right, pass, bounce Ragavan back. And if you're just joining us and you're wondering why I'm speaking like this and making this a ASMR stream de facto effectively, it's because it's very early right now. Opponent griefs our Seismic Assault away. And then I guess they don't have a scam spell, so they're just leaving us with Ragavan. And then they Shieldred's Edicted away Renin 6. So things are not going well. But we drew another Seismic Assault. All right, so let's just dash Ragavan again. Dashing Ragavan. Attack with the Ragavan. All right, we make another treasure and exile Urborg. So I could play this Seismic Assault without playing a land, and that's probably what I'm going to do. But I do actually want to get more lands into play anyway. So I guess I'll play this, and we'll go fetch the mountain, and we'll play Seismic Assault. All right, and then we'll just pass and bounce Ragavan back to our hand. All right, now if they try to scam a grief, we can just shock it in response. And we can shock Orcish Bowmasters as well. Alright, opponent has just played a land and done nothing. It's back to our turn. We drew another Ragavan. So let's dash this Ragavan again. Let's attack with the Ragavan. Opponent fetches Polluted Delta. Gets a swamp. They're Field of Ruining our Steam Vents. Alright, let's float a mana. Oh no, we're out of basics. Well, their Field of Ruin is now a Strip Mine. They get a swamp. Let's attack with the Ragavan. Alright, looks like opponent has Fatal Push. So now I'll just cast this Ragavan normally. Pass the turn. Opponent has 4 mana and they play the Ring. That's a problem. But what are we going to do? We do need to draw some action. Is this mono black control? That's what it would seem to be. Alright, we've only just drawn another land, so this is not working out. I guess we'll just pass back to our opponent. We do have 6 damage worth of shocks in our hand. Opponent draws with the Ring. Takes 1 down to 12. Opponent draws with the Ring again. Plays Field of Ruin. I believe this deck is normally supposed to have an island in it, but I replaced it with Minamo because of its power with the Ring. I may have gone too far in a few places. Opponent plays another Ring. Very well. We're still in the same position. Alright, we have just drawn another land, but it's thankfully a cycling land, so I will cycle it at this point. We've drawn yet another land. I guess we'll pass the turn. We now have 8 damage worth of shocks in our hand. Opponent draws with the Ring. They take 1 down to 11. They're now effectively 3 away from dying. They're up to 11. They have 11 life and they're up to 6 cards in their hand, unfortunately. Opponent plays Dothy Voidwalker. That's fine. Alright, let's see if we can connect with this Ragavan. We drew Utopia Sprawl. Alright, let's attack with Ragavan. Swing. Alright, they do have Orcish Bowmasters. I'm reluctant to pitch any of these lands to kill any of their creatures at this point since they're so close to dying. Alright, they kill our Ragavan. I also don't want to play any lands for that same reason and because they have multiple fields. Let's Utopia Sprawl our own land, and I'll name blue, and then we'll just pass it to them. They're going to 9 off their Ring. This puts them 1 land away from dying. They play another land. They draw with the Ring again. If they don't find a Ring or Shieldred or something, they're dead. Alright, they're attacking us with all their creatures. This is fine, as we're at 17 life. We take it and go to 12. Opponent Field of Ruins our Shinka. This is also acceptable. Alright, back to us. It appears they did not find an answer with the Ring. Ooh, we also drew a Lightning Bolt. So they're super dead. Let's stop them on their upkeep after the Ring trigger goes through. It is now their upkeep. The Ring has taken them to 6. We will now bolt them. The bolt has taken them to 3. We will now activate Seismic Assault and pitch a land. They're now at 1. We will now pitch another land with Seismic Assault. The Seismic Assault has killed them. It is simply too powerful for mono black control to overcome. Alright, seeing as we are playing a mono black control deck, Veil of Summer would seem appropriate. Blood Moon would not, even though they are playing Field of Ruin type cards. Neither would EE really. What is bad in this matchup? Well, Ragavan on the draw, especially against a deck that's playing Orcish Bowmasters, would seem inappropriate. So let's cut 2 of those. In fact, we probably don't want Ragavans at all on the draw, so we can play some Endurances instead. Alright, that seems fine. Let's continue. We're now game 2 on the draw. We're playing against some kind of mono black control deck, and we are playing Assault Loam. As much as the Veil of Summer in this hand is good, the hand is also fairly weak, with 5 lands. This hand is fantastic if we get to deploy Veil of Summer and protect it from Thoughtseize, but if we do not, then the hand is terrible. We'll mulligan. Alright, we only have a single land, but we also have a Wrenn and 6 and a Utopia Sprawl. This is a risky keep, but I think I can keep this on 6, and just hope they do not Thoughtseize our Utopia Sprawl on turn 1. I will keep this and bin one of our 3 rings. They've played a Polluted Delta. Alright, they did not Thoughtseize us on turn 1. Unfortunately, our fetch land is a Scalding Tarn, but so be it. So let's grab Stomping Ground, shock this in, and then Utopia Sprawl this, name red, and pass it back to them. We have 1 turn to deploy this Wrenn and 6 and start getting our fetch lands online before they can field our land away. They play a Swamp. It appears they are passing back to us, so they probably have Orcish Bowmasters. No matter. Ooh, another Utopia Sprawl. Let us deploy Wrenn and 6, plus Wrenn and 6 on this land. Play this land. And then as much as this exposes us to their Field of Ruins and Demolition Fields, I think it's probably better if I just Utopia Sprawl this immediately. Opponent fetches in response. They get another Swamp. Alright, let's get our second Stomping Ground. Utopia Sprawl this, and name blue, since we do not have blue mana. Opponent has Shieldred's Edict to eat our Wrenn and 6. This is unfortunate. If they follow it up with a Field of Ruin, we're in quite a bit of trouble. Alright, it appears they are not going to Field of Ruin us this turn because they are casting Sign in Blood, which surprises me, because I didn't think any deck was playing Sign in Blood. Alright, we can deploy the Ring on turn 3. This would seem to be the best course of action. Let us deploy the Ring, and let us draw with it right now before they have Orcish Bowmasters online. We did not hit another land. Alright, back to the opponent. They have Castle and 2 Swamps. Alright, they found their Demolition Field. Unfortunately, we get Demolition Field, but at least we can go find a basic. I probably actually want red mana here. This will let us Lightning Bolt anything that gets played. Opponent Pithing Needles the Ring. Unfortunate. Oh, I guess I spoke too soon. They are not Pithing Needling the Ring that we have right here that is drawing us a million cards, and are instead choosing Seismic Assault. This would seem to be a foolish errand on their part. All right, well, we can draw more cards with the ring, which is exactly what we're going to do. We have drawn more lands. I would like to deploy Slogurk this turn probably, or Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Between these two, it is likely the Fable of the Mirror Breaker will net us more mana overall. So let's play Fable. Yes, indeed. Let us play Fable and let us play a Scalding Tarn and then pass. Opponent plays another basic Swamp. They deploy Grief. Hard cast. All right, it resolves. If they take our Lightning Bolt, that's fine. So they've needled Seismic Assault. They may take our other ring. If they do not, I would probably take Slogurk. Yes, indeed, they took Slogurk. All right, so I will draw, or I will fetch. Let's get Ketria Triome now. Back to us. The ring triggers. We are now taking a lot of damage from this ring, but we can deploy a new ring. Fable the Mirror Breaker also triggers. What do we want to discard? Probably Life from the Loam, since we can get it back anyway, if we need to. So let's get rid of Loam, and then we can't use the Seismic Assault anyways, because the Pithing Needle is on it. So let's discard that. All right, we've drawn a bunch of lands. Unfortunate. So I'm probably deploying this new ring so that we stop taking as much damage. Let's draw first. I will not dredge the Loam. All right, we've drawn Fury Expressive in another land. I can Fury this Grief. If they have a scam spell, they can just scam it back. That seems okay though. Let's see, they scam it back. They take probably our ring. I'm probably just going to play the ring anyway because this ring is hurting us too much. All right, I think I have a plan. Let's play this ring. Now if they scam back their Grief, they can't target us. Keep the new ring and then bolt this Grief. Indeed, they had the scam. Now it will enter tapped and not be able to target us. And now we get to attack with our Shaman token. Swing. Opponent goes to 13. We're definitely drawing with this, so let's draw it now again before they have Bowmasters. I still don't really want Life from the Loam, so let's just draw normally. It's another land. Unfortunate. Pass back to the opponent. Boseiju does get rid of Needle, so we can find another Seismic Assault and Boseiju this and then Seismic Assault them to death. All right, they have a ring of their own. Back to us. Our ring triggers. They're now representing Bowmasters with these two untapped black sources. All right, I'm not going to draw Loam still. We drew another ring. Excellent. Fable triggers and flips over. All right, so we probably just want to Fury this now. And that I think is exactly what I'm going to do. So let's cast Fury. They've drawn with the ring in response. Fury, target your Grief. It dies. All right, let's attack with the Shaman because even though we can't damage them, we can at least get a treasure token. And now I'm going to play a tapped Steam Vents, I think, and then not draw with the possible Bowmasters. We have a much superior board position to them anyway. All right, it's their turn. The ring triggers and puts them to 12. They play Field of Ruin. They can now field our Stomping Ground. They've drawn more cards with the ring. They need to find a Sweeper or Shieldred. Looks like they didn't. I'm still not going to draw. Ring trigger, go to 8. Not drawing Life from the Loam. We drew another land. All right, if they don't have removal and we copy Fury, they're dead. There's also the possibility that they have Bowmasters, they flash it in and they chump block Fury. They've been very suspiciously not casting anything. I wonder what our Expressive Iteration will yield. Let's do that. This Field of Ruin is also going to pop this at some point. So let's use this. Cast Expressive. Veil of Summer is an excellent one. Let's put Veil of Summer into our hand. Forgotten Cave on the bottom and Tarn in exile. Then let's play Tarn. All right, now I'm pretty confident about copying this Fury. So let's see. If they have a Bowmasters, they put it down. We Veil in response. They get only one blocker. Both of these attack. They have to chump one of the Furies. And then they take 8 damage and they're still alive, but then they take another 2 off their ring. They have 5 mana with 5 cards with all this lands untapped. Let's just attack them normally and then try to Reflection on end step. All right, go to combat. We lose the green mana, but so be it. Swing here and here. All right, what are they going to do? They indeed have the Bowmasters. I think it's fine if they just trade with the Shaman token, so I will let that resolve and I will not Veil it. Targeting us. Very well. We go to 7. Now they get to declare blocks. They are chump blocking the Fury. This is also fine. All right, damage. They go to 10 off the Shaman. So now I will just pass, and then I will end step on their turn, make a copy of Fury, and if they try to respond to that, I'll Veil. They are Field of Ruining our land, of course, and we have no more lands to get. Ring, they go to 8. They play a Delta. They draw more with the ring. They're at 7 cards. They're casting another ring. Unfortunate, but that's the way it is. All right, new ring. End step, make a copy of Fury. They are fetching in response. Okay, do I make my copy of Fury? I do. Kill the Bowmasters. They are scamming the Bowmasters, and they take 2 life from that as well. All right, so I'll let that resolve. Then the Bowmasters will resolve. This trigger goes on the stack. At this point, I'm going to Veil so that I can draw some cards. Actually, I guess they can target. No, they can't target themselves, right? Yeah. So Veil. Opponent flashes another Bowmasters. I will respond by ringing. Don't want Loam. Don't want Loam. All right. The Bowmasters will resolve. I can't bolt them because they are ring protected right now, but I can bolt them next turn. They are shooting Reflection. Okay. They get a token. Now my Veil will resolve. I do not want to draw life from the Loam. Their Bowmasters triggers, but they cannot target any of our creatures. And it cannot target them. So they will target their token, which grows. Then this Bowmasters will return. And of course, it cannot target anything but their token, which also grows. All right, now it's back to us. Our ring makes us take 2 damage. We go to 5. I will not draw life from the loam. We drew another land. Unfortunate. So now I can make a copy of Fury and kill all of these things. They only have 1 mana. Yeah, let's do that. Copy the Fury of the copy of Fury. Yeah. Copy here. Make another one. Shoot here, here, and here. So both the Bowmasters die. Then we can deploy Renin 6. I will shoot the token off. Then go to combat. Swing with the Shaman token to make another treasure. And then I will just play Manamo. Play Manamo. I could draw more cards and deploy the ring. That's actually probably correct. Yeah, let's do that. Draw more. Do not draw Loam. All right, well, we drew a bunch of stuff we're not really going to use. So cast new ring. Tap this, sack 2 treasures. Keep new ring so we don't keep taking damage from this ring. And then we will go to end step. We're going to lose the Furies that are copies. And we got to go to cleanup. Opponent draws. Cleanup, discarding just lands. All right, ring takes them to 4. They draw again with the ring. Opponent casts Sign in Blood on themselves? Really? Okay. They go to 2. Now I'll just respond to whatever they do by bolting them. All right, we have won anyway. 2-0 with Assault Loam. On to round number 2. Slowgurk is my favorite creature of all time. I might have to try this deck in real life since it has Slowgurk. Might change it a little to throw in a true infinite combo. Is there an infinite combo with Slowgurk though? I think there are only value combos with Slowgurk. Right, round 2 on the draw, playing Assault Loam. Well, our hand does not have fetch lands in it, and it has Ren and Life from the Loam. Expressive Iteration that we can't even cast. So this hand is good if we draw any fetch land, but if we don't draw any fetch land, then it's bad. We can interact on turn 1 with Bolt, and we can deploy Ren and 6, but then we can't actually do anything. I guess I can also, if things go absolutely badly, cast Loam for no value and then dredge it. It again, depends on what we're playing. Oh, our opponent revealed Kahira, so our opponent's on control. That being the case, this hand's really bad against control, so let's mull this. All right, only 2 lands, but it has the ring and whatnot, so I'll keep this. It also has Expressive Iteration. Keep this, put back, Bolt, done. Okay, maybe control, possibly not. Sacred Foundry. Well, that changes the game. Let's go Foothills, Fetch, Stomping Ground, Shock, Utopia Sprawl, and then I'll name red, then pass it back. There are 2 ones, infinite combos. One was Ayula's Influence and Altered Adventure. The one I would do with Azusa plus Walk the Eons. Prismatic Ending are Utopia Sprawl. Well, Windswept Heath. So maybe this is Elementals and they're playing Kahira. All right, I don't want to cast Expressive Iteration now because then I can't get the land. So let's just pass turn. Opponent fetches. Gets Zagoth Dram. Okay, so it's Elementals. Fetch. Island. Now they're going to... Oh, they just put Kahira in their hand and did nothing else, eh? All right, let's cast Expressive and we have another land to play if we somehow don't hit. Expressive Iteration. 3 lands. Well, all right. Shinka hand, Cave Bottom, Tarn Exile, play Tarn, and then just pass it back. Opponent plays another land, and now we're getting Omnath or Ringed. Temple Garden. We're getting Omnath. All right. We can actually kill this Omnath before they take their turn, but it means not playing the ring, but that's probably worth it. So we can go Mountain. Oh, I should have played Shinka instead. Okay, so I can go... It doesn't really matter. So I need to go Seismic Assault, Shock, Bolt to get Omnath off the field. Yep. Oh no, I can't because I only have the single blue from Odawara, so I don't have quad red. All right, then we're just playing the ring. I guess I could double Bolt Omnath, and then I'm not playing the ring this turn. It's probably worth it to get Omnath off the field. All right, Bolt Omnath, pass, plays a land, and then just passes, so they're holding Solitude up, presumably. All right, well, let's deploy the ring. Opponent cycles Rogren Triumph, fetches, Hallowed Fountain untapped, okay? They have Dovin's Veto. All right, so maybe they're blue-white control, but with Omnath. All right, I'll play a land. Pass. Another Omnath. Unfortunate. All right, fetch. Just grab a land tapped. Back to us. Ooh, Fury. What an excellent draw. Fury or Omnath. And at this point, I'm just going to play Shinka because in order to get these Seismic Assaults going, we need some kind of draw engine, like life, some kind of like recursion engine, like Life from the Loam or something. All right, opponent plays Solitude to eat our Fury. There's Forgotten Cave. Let's cycle that. All right, Renin 6. So let's... Man, this Odawara is really screwing us because I can't play Renin 6 and deploy Seismic Assault. I guess I can and then shock this next turn. So if I deploy Renin 6 now, they Solitude can attack it to 1, but it's still alive. So Renin 6 only dies if they have a Fury or something. Seismic Assault is also more mana. They also have Prismatic Ending. All right, let's just run out Seismic. then pass. So if they have removal for Seismic, they can cast it on their turn, and then we just have another Seismic anyway. I don't care if they hit us for 3 to 4 with Solitude. All right, they have Kahira in their hand and they're not playing it, so that's fine. We go to 5 or go to 15, they go back up to 15. By the way, what are these little badges that are in the bottom left corners of players' profiles? Wait, they had Kahira and they're playing it now anyway? Why didn't they play that pre-combat? All right, so run in 6, red, green, Leyline Binding in response to hit our Seismic Assault. Quite unfortunate. Well, we've got another Seismic Assault anyway, so let's just plus, return any land, it doesn't matter because we're going to pitch it, then play the new Seismic Assault, and pass, and then I'm just going to shock Kahira. Attacks, they're both attacking Ren, so let's shock Kahira. Then Ren will go to 1, they go up to 18. They play Teferi Time Raveler, bouncing Seismic Assault back to our hand. Okay, so if they have a veto, they can just oh, Seismic Assault again. All right, well, let's just try to redeploy it. They fetch, get an island. They have Force of Negation. All right, so we will plus get back Forgotten Cave. Then I'll play Ragavan and pass. Now, if they kill Ragavan and attack Ren in 6, we're in a pretty bad position. So we have to just hope that they don't do that. This Otawara has just been screwing us over all game long. They play their own Ren in 6. Yeah, all right. So they pick Ragavan off, attack Ren in 6. Well, I'm fairly confident that I have to Seismic Assault and shoot their Ren. Ooh, Slowgurk. Well, let's see if Seismic resolves. Red, red, red. They have the counter spell. All right, deploy Slowgurk. Opponent pluses Teferi. No attacks. They plus Ren in 6 to get back Rogren Triome. All right, back to us. Let's cycle Forgotten Cave. Triggers Slowgurk. Opponent has another Solitude. And that will... Yeah, all right. Well, what are we going to do? At least I get the triggered ability. So let's get back Cave and then 2 lands. And then we draw a card off of this Forgotten Cave cycle. All right. Let's go Utopia Sprawl here. Let's name Red. And then let's go Expressive on these 2. Fury is a fantastic draw, but I don't quite have the mana to cast it this turn, but that's fine. So let's put Fury into hand, Soken Zone on the bottom, Bolt and Exile. And then which Planeswalker is better to Bolt? Well, I'm definitely cycling this Forgotten Cave, so cycle this. All right, it's another land, so let's cast Bolt on, I think, Ren in 6. All right, and then play another land and pass it back. And then our turn will be Fury, kill both the Solitudes. They plus Teferi. Opponent plays or cycles Rogren. They attack us with the Solitudes. We go to 12, they go to 26. All right, fetch on end step to go grab another shock land. Steam Vents tapped. We drew another land. Well, green, sprawl here, name red, cast Fury. They have another counter spell. Jeez. All right, deploy a fetch land, pass. All right, well, we're taking lethal next turn if we don't find an answer to this. Oh, they also drew the ring. All right, well, we're just super dead then. Plus Teferi. All right, fetch on end step. Go grab the last shock land out of our deck. What are we drawing? Life from the Loam. I guess I can life back Forgotten Cave. And they have a counter for this too. Shocks and Steam Vents. Force Negation. All right. Just had an answer to literally everything we played all game. So, Veil, of course, is in. Blood Moon definitely in. They're playing 5 colors. The Sage is probably good too because they're playing Leyline Bindings and all 5 colors. So what is bad? Bolts are kind of bad. The only creatures they kill are Solitude and Kahira. Yeah, it's just Solitude and Kahira. So cut the bolts. Seismic Assault is less good than normal. Because again, they do have the Solitudes that we can shock off, but we don't need like all of these Seismic Assaults, especially when they're not running as many creatures to kill with them. So we can probably cut 2 of those. What else? Utopia Sprawl is also not good in these long grindy games. Yeah, probably just Sprawl entirely and put in... I was thinking put in Endurance, but I'm not even sure about that. I guess, so Flusterstorm isn't good with Teferi on the board, but it's good when Teferi isn't on the board to counter their own counters back. That is probably fine. All right, let's run this back. All right, game 2 on the play against UWx Control. We have 3 lands, we have Ren in 6, we have Blood Moon, we have the Ring. This seems fine. All right, let's just play Ketria tapped. I know it's good to cycle with Ren in 6, but I want to be able to play everything on curve. Yeah, play Ketria, pass the turn. Opponent has an island. Passes back to us. All right, so let's go fetch our basic forest. Oh, right, I can't fetch basic forest with Tarn. In that case, let's just grab Stomping Ground and attempt to resolve Ren in 6. It resolves, plus get this land back and pass. Basic island, basic plains. Well, they don't have, I guess they have veto mana, right? But what else am I doing if I don't just play Blood Moon this turn? So if I Blood Moon and they counter it, then I can play the Ring next turn if they don't have another counter, but they probably do. So Misty, fetch the forest. I guess let's just try to play Blood Moon. It actually resolved. All right, pass it back. Teferi. Oh, and they're just going to bounce it. Okay. No, they're not bouncing it. They're not bouncing it. Well, let's play this and deploy the ring. All right, you've got force negation or not? They don't have force. Draw a card. Plus Renin 6? Actually, no. So let's see. If I just minus target their Teferi, then if they tick down, we can just minus to kill Teferi off completely. If they plus it again, then we can go Fury minus. So yeah, let's just hit Teferi. All right, pass. All right, they're bouncing our ring and not Blood Moon. So now they have their own ring. Okay. They are faring fairly well for Blood Moon being in play. So we can just play the ring again. Yeah, let's just play the ring again. I guess I should keep... What? No, I cut all my Utopia Sprawl, so I don't need basic green up. Yeah, so play the ring. All right, now they have force negation. So let's kill off Teferi and pass. But now, unfortunately, they have an active ring, and since they just happen to have both of their basic lands, they do have the ability to cast Binding or Prismatic Ending on Blood Moon. Opponent plays another Teferi, doesn't bounce our Blood Moon. Okay. Minus. I guess let's see if Fury resolves. So cast Fury. All right, target Teferi. Let's kill off Teferi, and then just play another land and pass. But now this ring is just drawing them insanely far ahead. Puts Kahira in their hand. Evokes Solitude, exiling Kahira. All right. Prismatic on Renin 6. Well, I drew another Fury, but I'm not going to deploy it until I can kill something. So it's better to just go Fable. And then let's just deploy Renin 6. Tick it up. And at this point, I guess I just hold these lands in case I draw Seismic Assault. Yeah. All right. Pass the turn. Ring, they go to 14. They draw. They have 11 cards. So they can only cast one white spell a turn. All right, they play a new ring. Draw with that new ring. They have 11 cards. Play a land. Prismatic the Blood Moon away. And then go to cleanup. Discarding 2 lands. All right, Fable. Use the ability, discard 2 lands that we don't need. And that we can just pick up with Renin 6 anyway. So, hang on, I'm being premature about this. So they have a ring emblem, right? Okay, yeah, so pick up a land. No, don't pick up a land. Go... first attack with the Shaman to make a treasure, then deploy the ring. Oh, I don't have blue mana for this Flusterstorm. Oh, no, I do have with the treasure. Yeah, okay, so cast the ring. Oh, wait, no, Blood Moon's off the table. What am I thinking? So, yeah, Blood Moon is off the table now, so play the ring with these. And if they force back, I can Fluster back. All right, they're not forcing back. Draw. Slogurk, who I can deploy. Ren plus get a land back. Fetch Mountain. Shock Stomping Ground in. Play Slogurk, and then pass holding up Flusterstorm. Not that I think that really matters with all this in play, but... All right, they're at 13. They fetch Temple Garden, Shocking in, draw with the ring. So 3 of their lands are fetch lands. All right, apparently we won. Somehow, they have 10 cards in their hand, but we won. So running this back, Ragavan is much, much worse than the draw, especially against Renin 6, but I don't know that I actually change much. Let's put 1 bolt in case we ever emblem the Ren. And then what? I could probably take another one of these out, put another Seismic in. That is probably fine. All right, run this. 1 single land is not going to cut it, so let's mulligan. We still have 1 single land, and I think that's still not going to cut it, so mulligan. All right, keep putting back Flusterstorm and I guess 1 of the lands. All right, done. Okay, well, just play this land, and then we're going to go fetch Ketria Triumph. Opponent fetches, gets Zagoth, shocks in Sacred Foundry, deploys Renin 6. All right, fetch Ketria, take our turn. Probably want to kill this immediately, despite the fact that we lose Expressive. Yeah, let's do that. Kill Renin 6. Then I'll just play this tapped. Pass it back. They play an island, and then they just pass. All right, let's go fetch our basic forest and deploy Slogurk. Opponent plays a tapped Hallowed Fountain and doesn't play anything or put Kahira in their hand. We drew our Bolt. All right, so let's just go Tarn and then attack with Slogurk. Swing. All right, no blocks fetch. Triggered to get a counter. Let's go get a shock land. All right, opponent goes to 13 and then what? Nothing. They did nothing that turn either. Windswept Heath. So they are probably just holding counter spells. Opponent plays Prismatic Ending on Slogurk, which I unfortunately have no way of stopping. So if I hadn't fetched, I could have bolted my own Slogurk. Well, then it would die anyway, right? Yeah, okay. Is it correct to Besage You right now? I can Besage You away their Zagoth Triumph, and then they don't have black mana anymore, and then I can just get Besage You back. Yeah, let's do that. So let's go Besage You this. That gives them the 3 mana they can use for something else, though. And it's probably not worth it. Yeah, all right. So Prismatic resolves, and then we'll just pick all of our fetch lands up. All right, they still have 5 cards in their hand, though. All right, there's run in 6, so let's go fetch land, fetch, grab another shock land out of our deck, and deploy run in 6. They fetch, get a plains. Okay, so they're going to veto this? Yeah, all right, veto. Sure. They play another land, and then they're just passing it back to us, I guess? No, they're not. Kahira into hand. Well, Seismic Assault into their counter spells, but what are we going to do? Play Seismic. All right, apparently it resolves. So they were debating countering it, and then they just didn't. Plays another land. All right, so we're just passing back and forth to each other. Well, oh, draw step, Beseiju the Seismic. Sure. All right, let's grab Stomping Ground tapped. All right, let's try to resolve Blood Moon. All right, Blood Moon resolved. Pass it back. They didn't even fetch in response. They do have double island plus plains, so they're not in too much trouble. All right, well, let's try Dashing Ragavan. Swing Ragavan. They're just not responding to this at all. All right, make a treasure. We exiled Veto, which I can't cast this turn, so all right. Pass it back. Bounce Ragavan back to our hand. End step, they cast Leyline Binding on the Blood Moon. All right, let's just Beseiju that. It's clearly important to them. Otawara to bounce Leyline Binding back to their hand. Okay, so now they're just going to Binding it again to Fairy. All right, bounce Blood Moon. They fetch, getting a Temple Garden and shocking it in. There's Omnath. There's another fetch land. Run in 6. I presume they'll pick up Beseiju now. No, they picked up Otawara. All right, same difference. Casts Kahira. All right, at least they appear to basically be shields down right now, but we have to draw really well to get out of this. All right, a second Blood Moon is not really going to cut that. But I guess I'll deploy 2 Blood Moons. Why not? They have one Otawara, and then they can run Beseiju back, but then they don't have green. I guess I just deploy 2 Blood Moons. So they have Binding plus Otawara, so they can get rid of both of these. Pass it back. Also, their board's just way better than ours. All right, we're taking 8 and going to 8, which puts us dead next turn. All right, we drew the ring. So let's try for the ring. Go 4th ring. Hopefully this doesn't get countered. It indeed got countered. All right, so now let's just bolt Kahira and then just pass. Opponent Otawara is one of the Blood Moons back, then picks Otawara back up. Then we take 4 down to 4. Well, we drew the ring. Does this resolve? It does, in fact, resolve. They have a Leyline Binding, so there's no reason to use this right now. So let's just redeploy Blood Moon. I guess I could have also dashed Ragavan. I guess I can still dash Ragavan. Then I have to use my treasure up. All right, dash Ragavan, and then I'll just attack them. Otawara, Ragavan back, sure. And they still have Binding mana, so I can't ring. Picks up Otawara, picks Teferi up. All right, they just have Binding, so I'm going to try to draw now. Forces them to use Binding now, I guess. Yeah, sure. So their hand is Otawara, 1 unknown card. Well, Veil of Summer is not going to do it, so that is the game. All right, on to round number 3. All right, round 3 on the draw, playing Assault Loam. This is a keepable hand. No, it's not Run in 6, it's Teferi plus all the Evoke Elementals, but Run in 6 is what enables you to craft such a fragile, leaky mana base and keep hands that only have 2 lands in them that enable the rest of those cards. Have you made a cards that should be banned video yet? No. There's a lot. So there's always a balancing act when it comes to bans, which is there's what's best for the health of the game, right? But then there's what's best for the players, and you also have to cater to individual niches. Opponent Thoughtseize is us. So there's things like, for example, let's say Tron is a horribly unhealthy play pattern. Tron matches are always miserable. But if you ban Tron, what you're saying is everybody who owns a Tron deck who may not own another deck, suddenly they don't have a deck to play anymore. So you're saying is the unhealthiness and unfun of Tron worth more to the format to ban than it is to have all the players who play Tron suddenly have their deck become unplayable and all of the cards in it devalued? Probably just Misty, Utopia Sprawl, name. I feel like the ring should be banned. The ring should definitely be banned. So Forest, Utopia Sprawl, and then I'm just naming red. Pass the turn. If the game was only about... So they're playing Golgari with Malakir Rebirth, eh? All right, let's go fetch. And I have a lot of red sources, so let's just probably grab... I need another blue for Manamo, and I need blue for this too, so let's grab Steam Vents, and then Slowgurk. If the game was only about what are the best play patterns, what's the most fun, then fetch lands would be banned. And they even deliberately made the choice to ban the fetch lands from Pioneer, even though the Khans of Tarkir ally fetch lands should be legal in Pioneer. Ooh, we have Seismic Assault too. So they have 3... All right, so let's go Mountain, Seismic Assault, and then we'll just fizzle this mana. Combat, attack. Opponent casts Endurance. Oh, Endurance. Well, we can get around that. That's fine. So Endurance, they're going to target us to get rid of our things. We'll resolve the ability. And then before blocks, Seismic kill this. Always yield to this. Always yield to this. And then Seismic. All right, so they take 5 and go to 9. So it's green and black with Endurance main deck. So is it Yawgmoth and they're just playing Malakir Rebirth and had no creatures on turn 1 or 2? Fatal Push Slowgurk, sure. All right, get back the lands. All right, we also have Bolt in our hand, so we have 7 damage right here. All right, they're dead. Bolt, Bolt, Seismic, Seismic. We did it. I have no idea what the heck our opponent's playing, but we did it. All right, so they're playing a black deck with Fatal Push, so Veil of Summer comes in. Blood Moon, maybe. It doesn't look like they were fetching all... They didn't have a lot of basics going on there. And they're also playing fetch lands to enable Fatal Push. So Blood Moon's in, but probably not too many of them. Ragavan bad on the draw. They're playing black, so I assume they're playing Orcish Bowmasters. So let's just cut all the rags. Yeah, that's fine. Submit. I think when they made Pioneer, they deliberately wanted a lot of modern staples to not be legal in it to make it more distinct. That's why they banned fetches, but that's also why they chose a cutoff date that doesn't include cards like Bolt. Well, their cutoff date was because a bunch of new players got into the format with Return to Ravnica, so their collections were around there, which is also around cons. But they very clearly banned fetches for play pattern / financial reasons. This hand's fine. Keep this. Oh no, grief. All right. What are they taking? I assume Renin 6 or Blood Moon. We also have Life from the Loam to get lands back as well, but Renin 6 to... Oh, they didn't scam it, huh? Well, there's Otawara, so let's just... I'm going to have to fetch blue for this. I can't fetch a basic forest anyway, so yeah, let's just play Tarn and pass. Fetch lands are bad designs, and they make games with them worse, but it's kind of like, what do? You can't put the genie back in the bottle. If you ban fetch lands, then what you're doing is you're banning a ton of players. You're banning basically every land out of the format. You're completely rewarping the format, changing up all the color dynamics. Anything that works with fetch lands, like Renin 6, suddenly get devalued. It devalues their own reprint equity as well, because if they can print fetch lands in sets to sell them, then it's better for them financially. All right, so let's just play a tap land and then cycle Forgotten Cave. I guess no, I should cycle Forgotten Cave now in case I draw Utopia Sprawl. Cycle this. All right, play this tapped and pass. So there's a whole bunch of balancing acts when it comes to banning cards. They usually will only ban cards if, one, they're so powerful that they're obviously warping the format around them to the point where it's basically... And it has nothing to do with gameplay. It has to do with, is tournament attendance lower? Are people not buying cards because it's like, well, who cares about any of this other stuff? This one deck is better than everything else. We'll just play that, right? It hurts competitive play as well, because if you're trying to have competitive play go forward, I guess they don't have green mana if I play Blood Moon right now. But alternatively, I can just Seismic and kill Grist immediately. That's probably the better move. But I have to discard 3 lands to do it, and then I don't have green mana for Life from the Loam. So yeah, let's just go Seismic, kill Grist, Shock, Seismic. So they basically only will ban cards when they are hurting tournament attendance and sales, which is usually tied to the format being terrible, but not always. Discard this, and then shoot Grist. Discarding Beseiju is probably the least useful here. Pass. So it's a green-black deck with Grist, so, I mean, I guess it's not is it Yawgmoth or not? Because they're just not playing early creatures. They could have just had hands that simply didn't have them, but that's so unlikely. All right, so they've basically invalidated Blood Moon at this point, but we do have the Loam Seismic Loop. I'm not going to bother shocking this insect. I have no clue what this is. Yeah, neither do I. It's green-black, mid-range fest. The One Ring. All right, One Ring draw. All right, let's try to loam all these lands back to our hand. Beseiju, Cave, Tarn, green. They have Endurance in their deck. All right, I'm going to cycle this now to get Loam out of our graveyard. Cycle... Dredge Loam. We milled the One Ring and 2 more lands. All right, let's play Steam Vents tapped and then just pass. They take 1 from the ring. They go to 14. I'm not going to start shooting them until I know I can just kill them. Opponent plays Shieldred. I guess I'm killing Shieldred off. So now the chicken game begins, and the game is don't blink first. So it's Golgari value, not Yawgmoth. All right, back to us. Take 2 from Shieldred. That's fine. All right, loam back 3 lands. This one, and this one. So they've got to do it now if they don't want us. Yeah, okay, so attempt to draw, shoot Shieldred, shoot Shieldred, shoot Shieldred. Now, if they draw Endurance in response to this, it's a huge problem, but Malakir Rebirth, what? All right, Shieldred comes back. All right, they gain all the life, and then do we get all this back or not? I guess we do get it all back. So Renin 6, pick up, I guess, okay, I'm going to shock this. I got to do it now. Pick up Forgotten Cave, and then just kill Shieldred off. All right, go ahead, opponent. Well, they didn't get Endurance, but they can draw it now. Thought sees us. Okay, they take Blood Moon. Draw with the ring. So they gotta find Endurance to shut off our recursion plan. Beseiju. Insect attacks Ren, sure. Ren goes to 3. They found the Endurance, unfortunately. Alright, well, it's Ketria Triome. This is cheaper to cycle, so let's cycle Forgotten Cave. Flashing in Bowmasters. Alright. I probably should just shoot that. They're targeting us. Alright, so let's just kill this. So we take 1, we go to 12, they make a token, and then we cycle, and then this finishes cycling. Ooh, the ring. Oh no, but our lands are both tapped. So plus on Cave. So if I cycle again, so they have 5 power in play, so they can definitely kill Ren in 6 next turn. Unless I find something to deal with this. So let's just cycle again. Well, it's another land. So land, and then go ahead, opponent. At least they take 3 to 7. Ren in 6 is going to die, but we get to deploy the ring next turn. They draw with Nurturing Peatland. Even before drawing with the ring. Oh, they're just attacking me, not even attacking Ren in 6, eh? Does that mean they just have Endurance, so they don't care? Grief. No! We lose the ring. Play Grist. And now they can just eat our Ren in 6. Yep. They have 1 card in hand, ring on 3. If they draw it... Oh, they're drawing with it. So if I draw Bolt, they lose. Alright, fetch. Grab. At this point, I don't know. Basic Forest. Alright, time to draw Bolt. No. Well, it's a land we can shock at something. This is 4 damage here. So let's just pass. Ring takes them to 3. Yeah, but they have Shieldred, so we lose now. Actually, yeah, we just straight up lose now. This is 4, and then we take 2 on our draw. Yeah. All right, next game. Endurance. If they're Malacaring, so their scam plan is not just for grief, it's for other stuff, which means Endurance back at them is actually good. Probably don't need all of it, though. Blood Moon was not very effective. That's probably fine. Well, actually, let's see. Most of their creatures are actually too big for Bolt to kill. So how about this? That's probably better. All right, submit that. All right, you won the die roll. On the play. This hand doesn't have a basic for it. Well, it has a Ketria Triome, but then it has no fetch lands either. Boy, this hand's awkward as hell. I think it's actually a mulligan. Yeah, All right, better. It's got the Loam Assault Loop. Our opponent does have Endurance to stop that, unfortunately. So I'll keep this, and then I'm going to put back one of these lands. Done. Let's play this, and then just pass to our opponent. Bloodstain Mire. No actions. All right, fetch. Let's grab Ketria Triome. All right, let's try to cast Life from the Loam. Fetch. It's got to be a red land, so Stomping Ground, Shock, Loam these. Is Loam good, sir? Loam is good. All right, pass it back. And then I'm overwhelmingly likely to just dredge this. Second land. Opponent griefs us. Well, that's unfortunate. They didn't do that on turn 1, which means they either didn't have grief. Okay, I guess they just didn't have grief because they're not even bothering to scam that back. All right, well, I'm going to dredge Loam, even though I just lost Seismic Assault. We bend over land, bolt, endurance. All right, let's go land, fetch, grab forest, play Slowgurk, and then pass it back to the opponent. So I have to be highly wary of endurance being flashed in at some point. 3 fetch lands and not fetching any of them so far. All right, now they're fetching. So we Blood Mooned them last game, so they're fetching 2 basics and Overgrown Tomb, or I guess they could just be taking less damage. Grist, sure. Make a token. We can kill this, or we can almost kill it, right? So fetch land, attack Grist, swing at Grist. They're not blocking? All right, well, fetch. Grab Steam Vents, shock. They just didn't block. All right, play the ring. And then draw now before they drop Bowmasters. All right, pass the turn. They fetch. They play their own ring and draw. All right, Battle of the Rings now commences. Ring, we go to 11, draw. It's not Seismic Assault, but it is Fury. What's the best thing to do here? It's probably just deploy Ren plus Fable. Or do I just Loam all these lands back? Nah, let's get Ren and Fable. Ren, get back a land. All right, they're just F6ing. So play Manamo, play Fable the Mirror Breaker, and then just pass it back. They take 1 from the ring, go to 13. So Shieldred would be their best play at this point, presumably. And then we could go Fury plus Ren to kill it, but they also have Scam mana up, so we'd have to find an answer to that. All right, they draw and play nothing. Huh. All right, Fable trigger. So if with the Fable trigger on this deck, if I opt to... No, they have to flash this in response before I opt to discard anything. Yeah, so I'll use the ability, and let's put down... I guess Utopia Sprawl's fine. I could put 2 lands back. So ditch 2 lands. And then Slowgurk becomes a 6/6. We got another land anyway. Am I out of fetchables? This is 2 Stomping Grounds, 2 Steam Vents. I should have 1 Breeding Pool left, right? Or no, I don't have Breeding Pool. I should have a mountain. So I have a mountain. So let's go Tarn, sprawl this, name red. And then let's just attack here and see what happens. Swing and swing, make a treasure. So even if they flash in endurance, Slogurk's too big. They can also, okay, there's endurance. And now they don't have fatal push. So target us with endurance, that's fine. Go to blocks. So they're gonna, what, block here, take 6 damage? No, block here, okay. I guess I could have fetched there, it's fine. Trample for 2, let's just shoot them. So they're representing Bowmasters. How bad is it if they Bowmasters? I ring and then they Bowmasters in response and we take 3 and go to 6 and then I just Fury it. And then if they slam Shieldred, we're dead. I only have 1 more fetchable land in my deck, right? 1, 2, 3. Oh wait, no, but they put the lands in their graveyard back, so I have more fetchable lands now. All right, so land. Oh, I've played a land this turn already, I guess. The alternative is just passing without doing anything. All right, let's just pass. Or I guess I could just deploy Fury, even if there's nothing in play. All right, yeah. That seems better than doing nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I don't even need to fetch to do this. All right, well, whatever. Get Stomping Ground, tapped, play Fury, no targets, and then just pass to them. I'm just not going to draw until I know that they can't Bowmasters me. All right, they go to 8. This is very, very lethal. So they do need to find an answer to this. They fetch to 7, get another land. All right, there's Shieldred. So now they're going to draw and gain a bunch of life. I guess I could have drawn in response to that, and then if they Bowmasters, it would have been too bad. Evoking Grief, sure, you get a life from the Loam. All right, back to us. Ring trigger, we go to 6, and then we're going to take another 2 from Shieldred unless I dredge this, so let's just dredge the Loam. We milled over Veil, Fury, Ren, 6. Fable flips over. Let's play a land, and then let's just swing with these 3. All right, swing, swing, swing. Make a treasure token. All right, are you flashing in Bowmasters now? There's the Bowmasters. They are shooting us. All right, we go to 5. This tramples for a lot, so block here, block there. So they're not going to lose Shieldred. So then they take 7 and go to 5, and then I Ren kill the Bowmasters, and then I still can't use my ring because Shieldred's in play. All right, that's fine. Let's see. If I go to 4, let's go to 4. I need to grow this. Fetch. Get this tapped. Then damage. So they go to 4. This sits here. Let's kill the Bowmasters. I've already played this, so let's Loam these back and then pass. So now they can gain a ton of life with Shieldred. So yeah, all those triggers go off. And the ring takes them to 8, then they just draw normally and go back up to 10. You fool, you've activated my trap card. Untap Slogurk. Haha, block your Shieldred. Malakir Rebirth. And then we lose our Slogurk. No. They at least take 2 from that. Alright. No, Slogurk. So, yeah, okay. So bounce Slogurk back. And then we have no lands in our graveyard, so it's fine. I was thinking I could draw, and so it would be dead, and then I could draw with the being dead on the stack, but if they have another Bowmasters to flash in, then we would die. Plays another ring. Yeah. The problem is we have to dredge our Loam, and then we're not drawing anything else. So there's a new ring. Draw more. And then we're going to just die to the ring next turn. That's the issue. All right. Ring, we go to 2. Then dredge Loam. So I got to get Shieldred off the field. So reflection this. 4 here. Hopefully they don't have another rebirth effect. They have another rebirth effect. All right. So it will actually die, though. It will be dead at one point. So shoot this. Trigger goes on the stack. Draw. We need to draw. So untap the ring. We need to find another ring. Draw more. We didn't. We have expressive iteration. Okay, now what? So let's see. My only further draws are with expressive and Veil of Summer, and I have how much mana? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I do have the mana to play both of these. So let's cast Veil to draw another card. All right, so Shieldred comes back. Oh, no, I guess I could Endurance it. Well, too late for that. Expressive Iteration. I have to find another ring anyway, regardless of what happens. Have not found it, so that's going to be death, right? Put Bolt in my hand, put this on the bottom, exile that. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't have enough. I have to find a way to kill this Shieldred again. But then my ring just kills me. All right, expressive, blue, red. If I find Seismic Assault, I can kill them. There we go. Seismic in hand. Bottom. Doesn't matter. Play Mountain. Play Seismic. So they're ring emblemed right now, so I can't shoot them. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so stop in their upkeep. I gotta stop in my upkeep as well. All right, reflection, trigger. Boseiju? Boseiju? No! All right, what do I do? Kill Shieldred, and then it's their turn, and then we're just dead on our turn? Damn. Yeah, we're dead. All right. No, I can't shoot them right now because they have the ring emblem. So, yeah, we're dead. I needed to endurance Shieldred before it came back. I screwed up there, and now we're going to lose because of that. I guess I would have lost here anyway, right? Because it would have passed back to me and the ring would have killed me. No, they wouldn't have had the mana for Shieldred. So, yeah, I just screwed up by not endurancing it. My bad, guys. If I had just enduranced the Shieldred with the trigger on the stack, I would have won that game. So one way that I think I'm worse on Moto than I am in paper is that Moto incentivizes you to be more trigger happy, I think. Because you have to manually pass priority at all of these priority checkpoints, it incentivizes you to just like, okay, yeah, tap one, pass priority. And that gets you in the habit of just doing that like reflexively a lot of the time. All right, this is fine. Yeah, so I need to take both of these stops off. All right, main phase. Let's go fetch our basic. No, we can't fetch the basic, right? Because I got to play Assault on turn 2. All right. Fetch, Stomping Ground, Sprawl, name red, go. All right, playing against Murk. Little do they know, Seismic Assault is about to resolve. Shock, Seismic. Haha, take that, Ragavan. Pew! All right, turn 2. Nothing. Well, let's try to resolve the frickin' ring through Counterspell. Not that that's happening. Yep. All right, countered, pass the turn. Third land, Shock. Back to us. I could just play Fury here. That might be actually the best move. All right, play this. Cast Fury. Opponent casts Consider. It surveils nothing. Psycholorian revealed. Then they just have a bolt. All right. Island. All right, back to us. They don't have removal for Seismic in their deck anyway. All right, try to resolve Ren in 6. Subtlety in response. Very well. I will put this back on top. Pass back to the opponent. Opponent casts Consider. Surveils Bolt away. Casts Consider. Ragavan dashed, and we don't have a land, unfortunately. Oh, and then they're going to dash into our Ren in 6, and then be able to cast our Ren in 6. Yeah. All right. Well, we got to draw really, really well. That's a land, I guess, so I'll just pass. Do they not actually have any fetch lands in their yard? I guess they don't. Yeah, Ragavan dashed. Sure. Kill this. And then we get beaten in with Subtlety. We're at 4, and they can Ren in 6 ping us, so we're dead next turn. Another Seismic. All right, that's game. All right, Veil for the counter spells. Flusterstorm for their spells, Endurance. Let's see. What's bad? We don't need as many Seismics, especially if their big threat is going to be Murktide. What else, though? A lot of our other cards are actually pretty good against them. I feel like we're going to be trading back and forth a lot, so I don't want to be playing any cards that are dead cards later. And 1 Ragavan. Submit. On the play for game 2. All right, keep this. So what do I need to fetch first? Steam Vents? Not really. All right, so yeah. Fetch. It can be one or the other. I guess let's get Steam Vents. Cast Ragavan. And then pass it back. Spire Bluff Canal. And then just have the removal. Sure. Ooh, Life from the Loam. All right, well, let's cast that now while we can. So fetch. I do want to be able to cast Expressive next turn without having to play a land first. So I should grab Stomping Ground. Then Loam these back. Pass. Opponent plays Bauble. Bauble trigger. Do I want to dredge Life from the Loam? I guess I do. Yeah, do I really? Yeah, I guess I will dredge it. Okay. Flipped over our 1 Seismic Assault in the deck. Okay. Let's just play Fable. So Foothills. Let's make sure to go grab our basic forest now. They may have played Blood Moon against us since we are 3 colors. Forest, Blood Moon, or Fable. See if this gets countered. Yeah, Spell Pierce, sure. Another Bauble. I see there's some lively debate going on in the chat. I'm happy for debates, just keep it civil. I have my own opinions on this talk about banning the ring or not, but I'll save that for when I've got some more free time. Murktide, already. All right, at least they're basically, hopefully out of action by this point. They only have 1 card in their hand. So we can deploy the ring. Well, okay, they're drawing off the Bauble. All right, Tarn, fetch, get Mountain, play the ring. Oh, come on. You have Spell Pierce again. Really? Yep, all right. Pass it back. Then we get hit for a Murktide. So we can try again with the ring next turn, but then still going pretty far down here on life. All right, try the ring again. And there's another Spell Pierce. All right, so we're just dead now, right? We're going to take 5 from this Murktide, go to 2. So we're dead to Ragavan, Bolt, or just not finding an answer to this Murktide, which we don't have because all of our removal is 3 and 4 damage based. All right, yeah, we're dead. Yikes. All right, on to the 5th and final round. So the debate in the chat is basically pro and anti ring ban. Pro ring ban is it's too representative. But ring and bowmasters are in 70% of decks. I don't know if that number is true or not, but seems true. And that it's warping the format around both of the cards. And anti-argument is it's a new card. It's too new. You have to give it time to let the card be put in the format and have players find answers to them. Round 5 on the draw. We only have 2 Slogurks. So we'll mull this. All right, that's better. So keep that. And what am I binning? I'm keeping all 3 lands. I'm keeping Seismic and Fable. So Ragavan on the draw is the worst thing in the hand, probably. It depends on what we're playing against, though. I'm inclined to throw back Bolt since we sort of have removal anyway and Seismic Assault later, but that is really up in the air as to whether that's actually useful. Alternatively, I could just throw back Seismic Assault for now. We don't even have green mana. All right, I'll put Seismic back. Blast Zone. All right, so this is probably Tron, and they just don't have a Tron land on turn 1. All right, Ragavan, go. We drew Seismic Assault anyway. Thoughtseize Bug. No, it is... Don't know what this is then. All right, go to combat, attack with Ragavan. We exiled through the breach. Well, I'm just going to go get my green mana and deploy Fable. Stomping Ground, Shock, cast Fable. You guys are making a lot of arguments on basically like, well, the format's diverse, so it's fine. I never found that argument to be compelling. Diversity is not the only marker of a healthy format. They cast their own Fable. All right, Fable up to 2. We're definitely using this. I'm discarding the second Ragavan, and what else? Probably that's it. All right, drew Fury. So I can Shock, Seismic, and then just shoot this. Yeah, that seems fine. Shock, Seismic, kill the token. Then swing, we get 2 more treasures and can deploy Fury next turn. We exiled Field of Ruin. All right, pass. I looked at the meta percent on Goldfish. That's the number it gave me of Rings and Bowmasters. True, it's fun play patterns, and Ring doesn't promote that IMO. So, to me, the most important thing... So, the most obvious ban cards are always cards like Hogak, Oko, and they are the cards that are the most powerful cards. And people say, well, the card's too powerful, so that therefore it has to go. But why does the card being too powerful mean that it has to go? Because it suppresses diversity, but that's not even necessarily true. Oh, God, are we getting... Oh, they don't have black mana. All right, so they're discarding Emrakul and Karn because it suppresses diversity, but that's not even necessarily true. Like, even in the Hogak meta, Hogak was, I think, 30% of the field, which is really high, but that still means that the other 70% of the field was still non-Hogak decks. So the other reason is, well, because it's not fun. You have this card that's just way too powerful, so it's not fun. To me, the most important thing is play patterns. Fun play patterns are the most important part. So if you think about Standard during Kaladesh, the energy deck was the obviously best deck in the format, and it was a problem that it was the best deck in the format because it meant that it was so good that other decks didn't get played. So in that case, it was an issue of diversity where if you were playing a deck that wasn't the energy deck, you were just playing the game wrong. The thing is, though, that if you actually played the energy mirror was pretty interesting. There was a lot of decisions to make. It was a good back and forth. There was no one card in the energy deck that was too good. Whereas to me, it is the play patterns that matter the most. All right, so we have Reflection, nothing to shoot with it. I can play Fury now. I have to lose a treasure token to do that. I guess we're dead to a breached Emrakul regardless, so yeah, let's just play Fury. To me, it's play patterns that are the most important thing. So to me, a card being bannable, it doesn't entirely have to do with whether the card is too good. All right, so they have breach mana. Are we getting breached? They draw more with the ring. Bolt or Fury. Yeah, unfortunate. 4 mana for another ring. All right. Agree, the energy mirror I loved watching. It's what got me into Magic. Deck was way too strong and needed bans, but it was interesting for the time it was legal, but I agree they should have banned it. Yeah, it was a problem not because of play patterns, but because of format diversity. All right, Loam back, 2 lands. And then I don't have to kill this now anyway. So they got another ring emblem, so just pass. To me, actually, the most egregious designs are not the cards that are like Hogak or Oko that are way too powerful. They are the cards that are really good and obnoxious, but not so powerful that Wizards will ban them based on a power level. Because when you have cards like Oko and Hogak, those cards are obviously too good, and although they ruin the format for the time that they're in the format, Wizards eventually bans them. But when you have cards like, let's say, Teferi Time Raveler, that are very good and annoying, but they're not so good that they need to be banned, and they just stick around forever and make every format worse that they're in. Season Pyro. So I need to kill this now before the Pyro resolves so they can't copy it. All right, Pyro resolves. They discard Blood Moon, Spikefield Hazard. So it's mono-red mid-breach, basically. So it's like a mono-red mid-range deck, but they have Breach Emrakul in it. Bolt Arkiki, sure. Relic of Progenitus, okay. Well, I'm pretty sure we lose now. We've been outringed, and we're about to have our Loam loop destroyed. All right, we can't possibly win this game unless I burn them out, so I'll just bolt them now. Ren in 6. All right, so I play Ren. I can't make tokens with this, so we just kill Pyromancer, then Run in 6, pick up the land, pass the turn. I feel like you could use the same reasoning for why Lurrus or Fable were banned. Fable made standard the you must play red format, and Lurrus made every deck pretty much run it. But see, that's only one issue. It's the card is so good that it screws up the format diversity, because then why would you play anything else but this one card? I think the worst one is the play patterns. Unfun play patterns. All right, they have 7 cards, but if they can't stop our loop, we can at least shock them out of the game. 3 mana. So if Lurrus is everywhere, but the Lurrus deck is actually fun to play, okay, it's not too bad. But if Lurrus decks are everywhere and it's obnoxious as hell because you just keep looping Mishra's Bauble and whatnot every turn, then it's bad. So if they attack Ren in 6, they can just kill it with Bolt anyway, so there's no reason to shock these. All right, Ren in 6 goes to 2. Opponent plays Seasoned Pyromancer. Discards Fable, Field of Ruin. So opponent is taking 3 from their ring, right? Well, I guess let's see what else they do this turn. Relic of Progenitus. So we can't loop this anymore. Oh, and they have Bolt. Sure. Well, if we draw another land, I can kill them. So any land will kill them. They Relic us, sure. Not a land, but it can find one. Expressive Iteration. There we go. Hand. And then these other ones don't matter. Bottom. Exile. I guess there's no reason not to cast this. Blue, red. Hand. Bottom. Or no. Yeah, hand, bottom. Exile. All right, stop on upkeep. What do they have? Crack Relic. Sure. Ring. Trigger. Put you to 4. Shock you. Shock you again. Draws with the ring. Shock you again. I don't know what they could draw with the ring that would get them out of that, but let's just shock them again. Huzzah! We got there. All right, mono red mid-range breach. So Flusterstorm to hit through the breach. They playing Fable the Mirror Breaker. So, well, what's bad here? Basically, we have to race them, right? Ragavan on the draw when they have Bolt and Seasoned Pyro seems kind of bad. I don't want I don't want Endurance. They're not doing the Goryo's plan. Although, let's see. I can Endurance my own graveyard in response to Relic of Progenitus, but who cares? Like, why is that important? It puts Loam back in my deck potentially, but that's it. I don't want Besage You just for Fable. So, do I want EE for their tokens? No. All right, Endurance. I guess I can put EE on 3 to blow up Fable and Pyromancer. That also doesn't seem great, though. So let's run this. No lands. Mulligan. All right, 3 lands. This is fine. What am I putting back? I've got Expressive, Fable, Slowgurk. So what's the curve here? It's turn 1, play this. Turn 2, fetch land. Still don't cast Expressive Iteration. Turn 3, play Fable the Mirror Breaker. Turn 4, play the Ring. Or it's turn 3, play Slowgurk instead of Fable. So in all likelihood, I'm not going to play one of these 3 drops on curve. So probably it's Slowgurk. I'm probably playing Fable before Slowgurk. But that's not necessarily the case. I'm putting back one of the 3 drops. I'm just not sure which one. This finds me cards, so I'm going to put back Slowgurk. I want to play Spikefield Hazard. All right. All right, well, now I'm not playing Forgotten Cave. So let's just go land pass. Opponent plays a mountain. Plays Dragon's Claw. Yeah, that dog ain't going to hunt, son. Capture Triumph. All right, I have no guarantee that I'm going to be able to have 4 lands for the ring on curve, so we will just play Forgotten Cave now. Pass it back. Demolition Field. They're just killing our Triome. Sure, let's grab a mountain so we can play Seismic next turn. All right, Shock and Steam Vent. Actually, no, I'm just going to play Fable. Play Fable. They bolt our token. Okay. What am I discarding to this Fable? Probably one of the lands. Shocks in Shatterskull, the hand. Karn. All right, that's bad. Minus Karn, 4. Phyrexian Metamorph. So if we play our ring, they can copy it. All right, what am I ditching here? I'm going Seismic. I need to go Seismic Assault, kill this. And then I don't have... I need to kill their Karn. So I need to play Seismic Assault. I don't necessarily need to kill it immediately, though. I kind of want every card in this hand. So no. I need to get Karn to not minus again at the very least, which means I'm 100% playing Seismic this turn. They might have kept Blood Moon in their deck. They're also playing Field of Ruin stuff, though, which means I don't want to go fetch my Forest. That means playing Besage You out. Super awkward. All right, let's play Besage You, and let's go Seismic, and then let's just immediately shoot this, and then pass. So the worst thing they can do is, like, make Dragon's Claw a creature and hit us for 2. Metamorph, copy Dragon's Claw. Really? I would have kept that in hand for if I ever deploy the ring. Plays another tap land. All right, Fable flips over. And as much as I want to play the ring right now, it doesn't do anything. So we'll go Expressive Iteration. Yeah, I don't care if they gain life. That's fine. Okay, I definitely want to get Loam, but I need to put Misty in my hand. No, I need to put... Okay, so I will put Loam in my hand. put Ring on the bottom, exile Misty Rainforest, then we'll play Misty, and then I'll Loam these back. Then let's just murder Karn right now. And then I've got nothing else to do, so let's just pass. All right, the Loam Assault Loop are ready to go. Opponent bolts Reflection, that's fine. Should I just auto yield to these Dragon Claws? Yeah. Ring. All right, draw with the ring. All right, so we're gonna get our own ring online. Fetch, grabbing another land out of the deck. Let's definitely dredge Loam. Ooh, we milled over Manamo. All right, land, fetch, grabbing another blue source. Shock that in. Then play the ring. And then let's Loam back Manamo and 2 lands. And then I can instant speed dredge the Loam. So they're at 21. Draw more with the ring. Season Pyro. They discard Shatter Skull and another ring. Play a 4th land. All right, well, I'm going to draw. And I will not dredge this. All right, bolt, that's fine. Then upkeep, we lose 1 from here. I will dredge this Loam. Milled over a bunch of Furies. All right, I always want Loam out of my graveyard in case they play Relic of Progenitus, so I always have to play the Loam first. So let's Loam. All right, but I need a 3rd land in here. So let's go Misty. At this point, let's just grab the basic forest. And then Loam all the lands back. Then let's draw with the ring. And I'm drawing 2 cards, so I can see what I draw first and then Loam it. All right, Loam it. How much damage do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 23. I actually have exactly enough to just bolt them to death right now. Oh no, but the bolt itself will gain them 2 life. So I can go Loam 3 lands back. 3, 7, 10. I do 20 damage to them. Renin 6 is net even on damage since the Dragon's Claws gain 2 and then I pick a land back up. So let's just go Renin 6, pick up a land. And then I want to keep Renin 6 alive, so let's kill Pyromancer. And then I don't want to just discard the hand size, so I guess I can loop the Loam back with Ketria Triome if I ever need to. All right, let's go shoot you. I have 9 cards in my hand. Shoot you, shoot you. All right, and then pass it to them. Oh no, did I have enough? Was I not taking the ring into account? I would have been 1 short, right? Plays through the breach. All right, we might just die here. Well, if they're breaching Emrakul, then we're dead. All right, Combustible Gear Hulk. Target opponent may have you draw 3 cards. If they don't, you mill 3, and it deals damage to the player equal to the total value of those cards. Yeah, they can draw 3 cards. That's fine. Have them draw 3. Sure. So they're attacking me for 8, which puts me in bolt range. So let's just kill this. Discard, discard. All right. We take 2 from the tokens. We go to 9. Opponent plays Relic. Oh, well, that was to be expected. They're not forced to use it yet. All right, sure, yeah. Exile a Fury. All right, back to us. We go to 7. All right. Play Manamo. All right, let's try to pick up a land and see if they do this in response. Pick up Ketria. All right, they didn't. So Loam, they can respond by cracking it. We're going to draw a lot of cards. Does this say target opponent? It does, so the ring stops that. All right, let's just Loam now and see if they pop it in response. Loam. Yeah, sure. So exile the graveyard, mill life from the Loam. Or, yeah, so then we draw to dredge. So dredge this. We hit a land. And Utopia Sprawl. Utopia Sprawl is effectively free, right? Only hitting the 1 land is kind of rough. What's the best move here? I probably want to play another ring, right? Right. Untap my ring. Draw 4 cards. So new ring plus a land. So we go Utopia Sprawl. Kind of short on green mana. And then ring. Bolting us in response, okay? Keep new ring. Being at 3 would be very precarious, so I don't want to play a fetch land. What am I ditching? The bolts. The bolts are just terrible on this board of all these Dragon's Claws. Play... Oh, I've already played a land for the turn, right? Yeah. So I guess I just shoot them. Shoot you. Discard Ketria. And then I have 7 cards in hand. Then we just pass. Dragon's Claw, what the heck is this person cooking? I am assuming they play them to fight, like, burn. And they just assumed we were, like, a burn deck because of Seismic Assault in the first game. But we're not. All right, well, that is unfortunate. Pop our Manamo. Yeah. And then we can't fetch anything. So they have Emrakul in their deck. At least we've seen them with Emrakul. Yeah, Breach. There's Emrakul. So they can't kill us, but they can eliminate most of our board. So let's see. They attack. We lose 6 permanents. So I definitely keep Seismic Assault. It depends on if they attack Renin 6 or not, because if they attack him, I'll just sack him. So they attack and we lose. Are they attacking me or Ren? They're attacking me. So do I want to lose the ring? Probably not, right? I just lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I only have 2 mana left. Or alternatively, I lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to have 2 mana regardless. So I have enough to draw with the ring, then draw with the ring again, If they have Bolt, we just die. So Loam and Ren represent another 8 damage. So that's 8, and then we're just too far off from killing them. So considering that I can survive this, I think I should probably draw with the ring and then sack the ring as one of the things I'm sacrificing. So yeah, let's draw. And then resolve Annihilator, and we will get rid of this one. Beseiju, Cave, Mountain, Forest, Steam Vents. Yeah. Wait, they were attacking Ren in 6? I thought they weren't. I looked at it and it wasn't pointing to Ren. Well, in that case, all right, Loam, Forest, Boseiju, Forgotten Cave. Then play Ren in 6. And then let's actually just pick off one of these tokens. And what else? Kill another token. Then what am I ditching? One of the bolts or the other Seismic Assault? Yeah, the other Seismic Assault. All right, Ring Trigger, they go to 15. Oh, there's Field of Ruin. Oh, they're just casting Breach again? Combustible Gear Hulk. All right, we're dead. All right, Ragavan back in on the play. What else? Endurance didn't really work out there. Fury also seems kind of bad. They just have like, yeah, Fury's kind of bad. All right, let's run this. And now we got really little time left on the clock to actually win. On the play. Land. That's fine. Keep. All right, Steam Vents, cast Ragavan. Go. Blast Zone. Relic of Progenitus. All right, excellent. They can't kill Ragavan. Combat. Swing with Ragavan. Trigger. Exiling a land. All right, let's just slam Slogurk right now. Fetch. Grabbing Stomping Grounds. Cast Slogurk. Yeah, eat that. All right, we got the aggro beatdown plan going. Field of Ruin. They don't even have red mana. Dragon's Claw. Sure. All right, Expressive. I don't even need to do that. Yeah, Expressive. Let's just do Expressive. What could I draw off of them that I'd want to cast? Plenty of things. Land. Fetch. Grow Slogurk. Grabbing Steam Vents. Swing. 6. Ragavan. Exiles something that doesn't matter. All right, Expressive. All right, so we can't do both. Loam's not useful with this in play, so let's just exile Manamo. So let's put Expressive into our hand. Loam on the bottom. This in exile. And then just pass it back. Another colorless land. So yeah, they're going to field our Stomping Ground. Sure. Slogurk triggers. Grab a forest. So they have their mountain. Spikefield Hazard here. Flusterstorm, baby. Flusterstorm. Same targets. Relic us. Eat Flusterstorm. Cycle this. Grow Slogurk. Draw another Slogurk. Fetch land. Fetch. Grow Slogurk again. Grab an untapped Stomping Ground. Combat. Swing. Opponent takes 9 down to 5. We exile nothing. Cast Iteration. I'm going to put Ragavan in my hand. This on the bottom. Exile Utopia Sprawl. If they kill Ragavan, then we can dash this Ragavan. That's why. All right, go. They do have to answer our 7/7 Slogurk. Pops Relic, sure. All right, we got there. So only 2 and 3, although to be fair, I screwed up the green-black value game, and I could have won that game, so it should have been a 3-2. Overall, hope you guys enjoyed Assault Loam. So this deck originally didn't have rings in it. So basically, these rings were, in order to make room for them, there was a 4th Slogurk, there was a 2nd Life from the Loam, there was a 4th Expressive Iteration. This Manama wasn't here, it was the basic island. I do think the basic island possibly matters. It matters against Blood Moon matchups or matchups where you want to bring in Blood Moon, but overall it's not that important. As long as the ring's around, the ring's going to be in the deck though, but that's how you would switch the deck around if you weren't playing the ring. Definitely not really a fan of this Fable the Mirror Breaker. Like, it's okay. It's also possible that you don't want all 4 assaults, maybe 3 is fine. But anyways, that brings us to the end of this league, so let's take a short break and then come back with the next deck on the wheel.